Naturally, most developers and companies want to create the most efficient and highest performing applications. One way to achieve this is to use the NaturalONE Profiler. To illustrate this, I've selected a real-world program that parses a large XML file which contains public company information. This information is parsed using an auto-generated subprogram. We have experienced that the processing took longer than expected. Start the profiler by right-clicking the desired program, selecting Profile As, and then Natural Application. The program will now collect information while running. Now we can start investigating where time is spent in the program run. It appears that almost 70% of the time is spent in this top module. When we drill down into the module, we can see that almost half of the time is spent in this decide statement, specifically in line 320. Let's double-click and take a closer look. While automatically generated code can be a time saver, it sometimes requires optimization afterwards. We see here that for every single XML element, a statement has been generated. Several of them have an ignore value statement. It's this coding that causes a major but unnecessary consumption of processing time. To make this program faster, we change the parsing to only consider values of interest. So, all the ignore statements are removed from the source. Let's go to the program now and create a new version. And see what it looks like when we compare the two. Save and run the profiler again. Now we can compare the results of the two runs. We do that by dragging this tab over, which places the results of the two runs side by side. We can immediately see that we're down to 56% in the new run. If we compare the individual statements, we can see that the decide statement is much more efficient than it was before. In cases where you have a really large run process that processes millions of iterations, you may want to optimize the profiling. For this, we can adjust the preferences. Go to Profiler and switch on the sampling feature. This means that it will only sample what happens in the program every 100 milliseconds, for example. This may reduce the elapsed time for the profiling run while still providing the same information. If you want an even deeper look on what is going on in your application, you can enable event tracing in the relevant tab. This records every single statement with a timestamp both before and after. I would also recommend that you specify more in detail which of these events you want to record. Otherwise, this batch program would create a lot of information. Enabling event tracing will open an Event Trace tab in the bottom view. This lets you access additional information about what happened in each of the steps. This can be exported to a CSV file and can also be analyzed in a variety of other tools like Excel. In this example, I was able to run the batch program from NaturalONE, but that might not always be possible. Batch jobs can be parameterized in such a way that the profiling information will be generated for further analysis in NaturalONE.